maybe about 6 weeks before I became very ill, Whitney Houston passed away. And there was something very disturbing about her death, um, to me, and to, I guess, many others in the world. Um, and when I was in bed levitating and couldn't sleep, excerpts of two of her songs just kept going through my brain over and over and over and over for hours. Uh, and not the whole song, just like 2 bars or 4 bars, and it was just horrible, horrible. It was, I was having this premonition that I was going to die, or I mean, it felt that way. And I was taking sleeping pills, and I still couldn't sleep. And on the Wednesday, I was beside myself. I didn't know what to do. I hadn't showered in 3 days. I called my mother in BC, and I had a panic attack on the phone with her. And I told her that I didn't want to go to the hospital by myself because Tristan wasn't here. And she told me to go have a shower and take a Xanax and just get into bed. And that, you know, she wanted me to go to the hospital, but if, you know, I wouldn't do that if I could do that for her. And so I did. And like, I was in the shower, you know, going like this, praying I wouldn't fall over. And I felt much better after doing that. And I took a Gravol, a real one, and that and the Xanax knocked me out. I made it through 2 more days, and the Friday evening, Tristan came home from England, and my brother was here, and I had the worst vertigo ever. I woke up and I felt my bowels, you know, loosening, and I made my way to the toilet, and it was a surreal experience. I was sitting on the toilet watching the bathroom spin around me, and it just went on and on and on. And I was sitting there thinking, I wish I had a gun. I would just shoot myself in the head to stop this. And eventually, like after 5 minutes, it stopped. And I called to my brother and Tristan to come up, and they helped me off the toilet and got me back into bed. And the next morning, Tristan insisted on taking me to emergency, and they put me on an IV. They gave me onto Cetirizine, which is an anti-nausea drug for chemo patients. And what an omen that was. And all of a sudden I was ravenous. And the intern doctor diagnosed me with peripheral vertigo, which is not a diagnosis, it's a symptom. he did run a CAT scan, and I'm still waiting to see it because I was told I would be given a copy, and I've made several requests, and I was told that it didn't show anything out of the ordinary. And my doctor wants to see it. So I was relieved. I just, at Tristan's insistence, they gave me a prescription for Circ beta histine, which was supposed to stop vertigo. And I went back to my GP next week and still really sick. And he diagnosed me as having a viral ear infection. So the week before it was, oh, this is happening because you're not taking your antidepressants, and oh no, now it's a viral ear infection. But he was befuddled, actually, because none of the symptoms really fit any diagnosis that he could make. So, or at least that's the way it came across. So he just upped my Xanax and Circ beta histine and told me I would be feeling better in a couple of weeks. And actually, that Thursday, I felt great. And then I crashed. And there was this pattern where I would get a little better and think, oh, I'm on my way, and then I would have a relapse. And something in the back of my mind told me that this was going to take me a long time to get over. And I was right. Well, it's getting late. Tomorrow I'm going to a funeral home, and I'm going to make my funeral arrangements, which I never thought I'd be doing, at least not at this stage. I live in downtown Toronto in Cabbagetown, and there's a little cemetery and crematorium over near the highway. But God knows I'm not going to get any eternal slumber there. It's far too loud, all the trucks and whatnot. And I walked through there, and I was like, I like peace and quiet. I just can't stomach the thought of being put in the ground by a noisy patch of road. So I've decided that I'm going to be cremated, but I'm not going to be interred just yet. Tristan can lug me around and parcel me out to some family members, and they can have a bit of me. And I will be interred with Tristan whenever he passes away, and wherever he passes away. So I think I'm going to resume telling my story tomorrow, and yeah, that's going to be a trip.